Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. My name is Matt. I'll be the host for today, as Eli is actually on the show floor, so he can't make it with us. But today we have our regulars and a couple of guests. So far we have Mike,
Baba Booey.
we have Flia,
Nintendo, what the flying fuck did you do today?
and we have and we have our special guests Anthony
Heidi ho, neighbors.
and Jones.
Hi guys.
What do you go as on my IGN, Jones?
Oh yes, I'm Firethorn43.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't heard you before. Mike, please stop doing that. I'll have to punch you.
I can't help getting a text message. Like I'm
Well,
not.
then move the phone away from the microphone.
My phone is my microphone.
Well, then
This is
turn
the
down-
theater. Silence all phones.
Jeez.
They say silence is golden, but duct tape is silver.
I
Oh
think
my
you like
gosh.
better.
All right, so usually we start off with what we've been playing, but there's a lot of news to go through, and I'd rather get to that instead.
Yeah.
So because our guests, oh my gosh, that's annoying. I hope you can turn that off, Mike. So because our guests don't really come on each week, I'd like to give them a little bit of a spotlight. If they want to mention something they've played, if not, that's fine. So Anthony, do you want to mention anything?
Just a lot of Splatoon.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's-
added since like our last podcast, they added like 3 new weapons and like a new multiplayer map.
Yeah,
Have you tried those?
yeah. Oh no, yeah. I downloaded them right when they came out. They've been doing a good job keeping the pacing like good with all the additions that they're adding. And the latest stage they added, Kelp Dome, was probably my favorite one. It was
Oh,
awesome.
nice. Yeah, how are the new weapons? Are they pretty cool?
Yeah, they're cool. They're mostly variations on weapons that already exist, except for the paintbrush, which is a really interesting weapon. I'll just talk about it really quickly, but like the paintbrush is basically like what it sounds like. It's a paintbrush, and it's a kind of a roller type weapon. You know, the roller where you just like physically like run around to spread the paint.
Yeah.
And I was hoping it would be like a really good like melee weapon, like the paintbrush would be like a sword, but it kind of the opposite happened. It's actually a much better weapon for spreading turf, for spreading ink in your turf, and it's an interesting one. A lot of people are using it right now, but I'm not. I'm just sticking to the splatter shot.
So does it is it more useful when you like flick the paintbrush side to side? Because you can only draw in a straight line, so that doesn't really cover a lot of ground.
I can't be sure because I'm not the best at the game, but
Okay.
from what I can tell, like doing the normal spread is completely pointless. Like the best thing you should do is literally mash the action button as fast as you can to just like swing the paintbrush because that spreads a lot more ink a lot faster.
Weird. Does that work better than the paint roller when you flick that?
No, it's weaker, but like the rate of fire is just up is dependent on how fast you can tap that button.
Okay,
So it could potentially be better if you can really mash it.
okay, so it's like a quicker but weaker version of the roller, pretty much.
From what I can tell, yeah,
Okay.
that's what I would say.
Cool. It's weird because they've been announcing new weapons quite frequently, like within the last like week or two. I'm like, wow, you just announced like 3 new weapons. Don't you want to save some of these?
Yeah, there's a total of 9 that they've announced so far. 3 that they've released.
Yeah.
I actually bought the
from magazine.
guidebook, which actually shows the 4 stages they're adding and the 9 levels. They've added 2 of the 4 stages and 3 of the 9 weapons.
Yeah, so is that, I guess, over the summer?
Yeah, throughout the summer, I'm guessing, and then the big update comes in August with friend matchmaking and custom matches, and then
Yeah.
Splatfest is actually this weekend. I want to say, I'm not sure. Do you know what Splatfest is?
I forget. Some
So, like,
music
Saw
that
a
goes-
video
yeah.
on it, yeah. It's
Nintendo's doing kind of a cool thing. It's kind of like Smash Bros. Conquest mode,
Oh,
where
yes,
like
yes.
each team takes a side. In this case, it's cats or dogs, and I am just so like I cannot decide. I'm just so puzzled on what I'm gonna pick, and basically as you fight throughout the whole week, you earn points for either cats or dogs depending on what you pick, and at the end the team who wins gets a lot like really good prizes. One thing that's cool though is there's an aesthetic change to the game during Splatfest. It takes place at night. The whole game takes
cool.
place at night. Yeah, and like it gets a lot more flashier and like it's like a festival actually like takes place in Inkopolis during Splatfest, so it should be cool.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's great. I love Splatoon. I really do.
Yeah, I really want to play it. I'll just wait for my birthday because I don't want to spend $80 on a game. To be
And by
honest.
then it'll be a much better game too because it's only getting better every update. So yeah.
All right, cool. So, Jones, on to you. Do you want to mention anything you've played recently?
I know yesterday during like the freaking EA conference, I was just like, I clocked out and was messing with the new Smash Brothers characters.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got all 3 of them, and then I didn't buy any of their stuff, like the costumes or the Kirby stage. But yeah, I was just mostly messing with specifically Ryu and Lucas. I haven't played Roy enough, but I loved Lucas in Brawl. Like, I prefer him much more over Ness.
Oh man, yeah, definitely.
Better overall with the side attacks and
yeah, he's.
I like Ice more than the PK whatever it's called with Ness.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's great. He's about the same and feels great. Ryu, he's really interesting.
He is interesting. That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
He I guess I'm not a fan of him, but I kind of wanted to be. But he's just, I don't feel like he's strong enough. He has these really awkward moves sometimes, like the weird up recovery. I mean, the side is better anyways, but yeah, he's an interesting character to use. It's just all around, but when it comes because I was playing, everyone's only playing the new characters.
One question, Jones. Did you Shoryuken the shit out of him?
Oh, sure I can. Shoryuken! Yeah, I do that a lot. Ryu, definitely one good thing about Ryu. He has the best final smashes because he has 2.
Yeah, he has 2.
And I think they both work pretty well. So, but yeah, interesting character to have. I thought he was be a weird character to add in Smash, and he still kind of is. But
yeah, it's
we'll
weird.
see what happens.
He seems
with the other characters they want to add.
It's weird because he's more geared towards the fighting game community, so I think they'll be able to leverage him more. But then at the same time, it's like Smash Bros is kind of supposed to be about like simplicity in buttons, and this kind of like goes against that. So I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. I mean, I like it because it like suits his character well, and I like that they're being traditional with it, but at the same time it kind of goes against the game, so I don't know.
I thought he was going to be like kind of similar to Little Mac.
Yeah,
for some reason. Like when I first saw like the leaked footage, I was just looking at him as like, I kind of see his red gloves as like Little Mac's boxing gloves, which that's the weird connection I made. I was just thinking like maybe it'd be like a slower Little Mac, like still kind of powerful but easier to handle. Obviously, Little Mac's worst enemies himself. Mm-hmm. I would think Ryu would be a little bit different. But it turns out Ryu has a terrible recovery, so...
Yeah, they both don't have really any good air game.
No.
It seems that way, yeah.
Which is weird, because people were saying, like, he does in the Street Fighter games. So it's like, oh, so it's going to be Little Mac, but better. And then it's like, no, it's not. He's still cool, though.
Yeah. And Roy is just freaking powerful.
Oh, yeah.
He can insta-kill pretty much anyone if you charge up your special attack, like, all the way. Like, just instantly kill him. Like, that's ridiculous.
I was knocking out people so quickly at, like, when they're around 60%. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's definitely
because of his charge attack.
Yeah. He's definitely going to get a nerf some point.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, so
but yeah, that's about all I'm playing. Let's dive in.
Cool. So there's just some short things I want to do before we get like directly into the direct stuff.
Directly.
Yeah. So Platinum Games, we heard they were gonna have a new game announced, and apparently it is multi-platform, not on Wii U, not surprisingly, and it's going to be the Transformers Devastation, which is it looks cool. It looks like it's kind of like the old 80 cartoon style, a lot of
Oh,
action.
Platinum's making that?
Yeah. And you
My
can,
friend
like,
is flipping out over it.
I didn't get to see much of it, but I heard you can like instantly transform into a car and then like back into a robot again.
Hmm.
So it sounds like
I-
it's going to be really action packed.
That sounds like I haven't watched the footage, but I guess I'll look for it now. I that sounds like Vanquish, where Vanquish you're doing like this jetpack slide all the time.
Yeah,
But just-
yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
Vanquish is like it's so incredibly fast in the gameplay, and
game's
it's
insane.
almost like anime speed going on, and that's what it sounds like because
Yeah.
you're always like you're almost like transforming all the time because you have a ridiculous suit.
Yeah. Yeah, that now that you say that, that makes them like the perfect candidate to do that sort of game. It's like we did a robot like doing all this crazy stuff at high speeds. Yeah, we should be making this game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they're making that as well as a freaking Nier sequel and now Star Fox.
yeah, they're making everything apparently. And it's funny that you mentioned Vanquish because there were rumors that they were supposed to be making like Vanquish 2, and then it ended up being Transformers.
Man, I would kill for that.
Um,
I'm watching Transformers now though. That's pretty cool how they do the art style.
Yeah, no, I really like the look of it. It looks pretty
Mhm.
like iconic for it. Something interesting happened. Nintendo of Canada said Nintendo's gonna have more interesting third-party partnerships in the coming weeks, which I think is surprising. Well, not surprising, just weird because if any of you saw the direct, well, you all saw the direct, but yeah, we all saw the direct, and it's like, why wouldn't they show any of that in the E3 direct? Like, you're missing things. Come on.
Especially if they're saying in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something like one of the other years where, like, a week after E3, they're like, yeah, we're gonna do our own thing, so we get.
Maybe
our own
they will do
coverage.
a Nintendo Direct E3.
Yeah.
But maybe
Um,
didn't correct me if I'm wrong, but like didn't they have a digital event? I think it was 2013 that everyone felt like really underwhelmed by. And if I recall, they then did another direct like literally a week later.
Yeah, that's what
Everyone
I'm
thought
talking
that was like
about.
way better, and it felt like really like it felt like Damage Control.
I remember what they did that, like
If
a Wii U
Nintendo-
one
I
and then a
want to-
3DS one.
What's that?
If
Joe?
Nin-
What'd you say, Jones?
They did like one time they did like a Wii U one, and then yeah, the next week it was like 3DS focus direct. But yeah,
You're gonna say something, Flia?
Yes, if Nintendo is doing the Direct that I really want next week, they are the biggest troll in the planet.
Yeah. So, it's kind of a smart move if they do that because then they'll get away from all the E3 hype, and then they won't get their announcements like lost.
There was one guy in
Within
the
all
comment
the
section of IGN that said that. He said that Nintendo is trolling, and they want this week us to speak badly about them, and then they will redeem themselves like heroes next week.
Well, the weird thing is, if they wanted to do that, they did it wrong because they announced all the good stuff before E3, and then now that E3's here, we forgot I literally forgot some of the announcements because I was just thinking about all.
For
this garbage.
example, if they announce Prime 4 and Mario Galaxy 3, do you think that they have announced everything before E3?
I mean they might do it before. I really don't understand if they did after though. Like at least before we saw a lot of stuff come out before, like Fallout 4, and there were some other games like that where they just revealed it before so they could show even more at E3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's weird they had like different announcements before E3 that were
Yeah,
better.
kind of like
than,
Fallout
the
4
actual
because
E3,
Fallout
yeah.
4 stole the show. The Bethesda show is like it was literally half the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's another thing, short. The Legacy, or the Legend of Legacy, is coming to North America in fall, and I brought this up because a bunch of like, I don't know there's a bunch of notable people here. The director from 999, some designers and composers and illustrators from the Saga series. I never heard of it, but okay.
I'm
But,
interested in that
there's,
game.
Yeah, there's people
I'm
from
really
like Chrono Trigger.
What?
Yeah, like the writer from Chrono Trigger, some other staff
Yes.
from Chrono Trigger, like one of the composers from Final Fantasy 13. So it's like, okay, there's a lot of Japanese like RPG people working on this thing.
Yeah.
Generic ass title, but like it sounds like it has a lot of good people behind it.
Yeah.
So that might be something to look out for.
Yeah.
I forget if that was Wii or 3DS. I didn't write it down. Devil's Third is coming at some point. I think they announced for Europe it's like August or something, but they didn't.
It's
Tell
for the
us.
3DS, man.
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't show that.
Yeah, because
Forgot about
every
that.
other place announced their date and then they didn't announce it at their E3. Like, what
Mhm.
the crap?
You
And it's
said
an-
earlier that like Nintendo of Canada like specifically said more interesting third-party games.
Yeah.
I think quote unquote interesting games kind of reaches its limits when you have games like Devil's Third and the freaking Shin Megami Tensei game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If by interesting they are going to show another crappy Skylanders game, I'm gonna burn my PC right now.
Well,
I'm fucking burning this fucking thing right now.
Yeah, they showed off Project Treasure before the E3 announcement, which was kind of like
Yeah,
a co-op.
Project.
I don't know about anyone else, but it reminded me of like Resident Evil 5 co-op, where you're in like you're in a temple and one person has to like move a puzzle of some sort, and then the other
Yeah.
person like does something else. You can run out of the temple, like guard the one person who's holding the loot while like zombies attack you. It looks. I think it was more interesting when it was teased, and now that I saw footage, it kind of looks like eh.
Remember how the director teased it with that weird like editing? Every time he said treasure.
Yeah. Every time he said something, cut and had like a big
And then
fat
just this
sound effect.
weird like it comes out sometime, free to play, bye. And then,
Yeah, like okay, here's quarters.
And
of
he says
people's faces.
he says this stuff in very different, strange places also.
Yeah.
How about
Okay.
Rhodia the Sky Soldier? I guess that's finally happening.
Yeah, they've been talking about. I've seen that. I can't even speak. Yeah, it's popped up for the last couple of weeks,
So
and it's
excited.
finally coming out. It's weird. It looks like a spiritual successor to Nights Into Dreams.
I was
whatever
thinking the
full
same thing.
So if you're into that, go for it. Only it looks
I
more
was-
action oriented.
The
I
environment.
almost thought about like Kiddick or Uprising, but maybe that's stretching it.
Yeah, no, that's it too.
Similar visual style, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The environment's
You know,
reminding
guys, how the game scored in Japan?
no.
No.
Were you gonna say something, Flia, or were you like asking because you didn't know?
No, I was asking.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
we
I-
don't.
I-
I,
I
thought you
had
were.
to check.
I thought you had an answer. I was just waiting. You're like, do you know what it's called?
Yeah, it sounded like there was like.
Oh,
Tenku no Kishirodia.
yeah.
That just means it means Rhodia in the heavens. That's what it means.
Oh, you actually know how to speak Japanese?
I know a little bit. I know like Tenku. That kind of means the heavens.
Cool.
He's
So,
he's
yeah.
done his Japanese homework while we've been on call together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've learned a few things myself.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Just to point out something cultural, like Jonah say now, is that the word Nintendo means leave luck to heavens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Chicago Wii U event before the Wii U came out. You know, they did the exclusive invites on Club Nintendo,
Mhm.
and I won a Mario figurine because they did trivia afterward. They asked, "What does Nintendo mean?" And I was the only one who knew there.
Oh, nice.
I was like, "Leave luck to heaven."
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, whenever you see like a Japanese word, if it has something say 10 in it, 10 means like heaven or the skies.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
That's pretty much rule of thumb. So Nintendo, like leave luck to heaven.
oh, okay.
You can kind of see how that works.
Nice. Yeah, just some quick things. They announced Chibi Robo Zip Slash, which
I didn't
looks.
see that.
Yeah, that was like before the direct. I like Chibi Robo, and I like the other GameCube game, and I played a bit on the 3DS or the DS. And this is just kind of looks like a generic platformer. Unfortunately, I guess I'll have to wait to see what they add. But it's not the reason why people like that series, so I don't know why they brought it up if They're not
The
gonna make it like
amiibo
that.
is more exciting than the game.
Yeah, it's pretty much a $40 amiibo and it comes with the game.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which is how much some of those amiibo cost now. If you
Yeah,
want.
really.
Yeah,
Or
well-
more.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So maybe it's a steal.
Lego Marvel Avengers is coming to Wii U and 3DS, and it also hints at Ultron at the end of the trailer, so that's pretty cool. So it probably has both movies in there. And a surprising thing is Sonic Boom is getting a sequel on the 3DS called Fire and Ice, because I guess they want to get traction from Game of Thrones.
I was about
For
to
some
say.
reason, like, what the crap? Someone's like, Capcom is gonna sue them for Sonic Boom, and then George R.R. Martin is gonna sue them for Fire and Ice.
Sonic's gonna get beheaded.
The sticking trailer is like, what do you get when you mix fire with ice?
It's,
How about
oh my
nothing?
gosh.
How
Generic.
about vapor?
Oh my, yeah.
Sonic vapor.
Like I read some reports, and some of the developers are saying like they're taking feedback from people, and they're gonna make it more linear, so it's not as so it's more Sonic-like and faster, and I don't know, some other changes like that. But
Matt, sorry that I interrupt. Let's be realistic. People at Sega has been saying that for the last 15 years.
oh, I know. I
And
was
the only
just,
game that they did right was Sonic Generations.
yeah. No, I
And
know.
they did that right because the people that were producing the game weren't even working in Sega before.
No, I was just
But
saying
I have
that
a
to
good feeling about this one.
yeah. I thought I'd just throw that out there because, you know, maybe some of them are like genuine about it, so who knows. But as far as what I saw, it looks the same as the other Sonic Boom game. Just it literally looks the same, except they added fire and ice abilities, which are dumb. And then they just added Amy as a new character, which I don't know why she wasn't in the other one.
Wait, she wasn't playable in the first.
Apparently not, because they're like new character Amy, even though Amy
shit.
was yeah.
If
so,
you're gonna advertise a new character, it better be Big the Cat or something.
yeah, really.
Amy's
Well,
got
What
the
else
hammer,
is?
though.
Yeah.
I don't know. The funny thing about this whole thing was on their Tumblr page they poke fun at themselves, saying like hashtag it's gonna be way better than the first one.
Oh my god!
Oh,
and I actually checked their
Twitter's
Tumblr
worse.
and I was like, oh my gosh. That's
Oh, the
amazing.
Twitter's even worse. The Twitter, or better, as some might say. They were asking people. They were doing an MS Paint competition where people got to draw their best, Sonic,
oh gosh.
and all that meme stuff. Like they're like making fun of all the dumb DeviantArt things,
Yeah.
the bad Sonic stuff.
I'm my
So
own
now that they're
original
poking
character,
fun at that, so
Blonic.
it's not even about the game anymore.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god!
That's just the only like viral thing they can do
That's
to
the only-
advertise Sonic.
Yeah, that's the only way they can sell it is with memes.
Well, the only reason they're even making it is because the show is so popular.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because that's
How
why
the
they're not
tables
even
compare.
making the Wii U version, because they're like, we know the Wii U version was horrible and the 3DS was like slightly better received, so we'll just go with that instead. It's like, yeah. You're better off.
Oh,
Alright,
God.
so now into the actual direct news. Oh, wait, no, I have...
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple more things. Yeah, we don't need to really talk about Smash. Roy, Ryu, and Lucas were there. Some other stuff. I'm really happy to see Hyrule Castle is coming back from 64
Yeah.
because that was clearly the best stage. And I would've had to
Wait,
shoot
it
someone.
is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No,
But
that.
it's weird. They're like, don't expect too many downloadable stages, so I guess they're only gonna bring in the 64 stages, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's really weird
Mm.
because that'd
They
be
kind of
one thing I'd
implied
like
that
to
they're-
see more of.
Yeah, they kind of implied that there's only going to be a couple left. This might be the
Yeah.
last one, for all we know.
Yeah,
They should do new DLC stages
they
because
should.
one of my things I don't like about Smash is that half the stages are like from Brawl, and
Yeah.
they're not even like
Oh.
improved or like remade or anything like you would expect in Mario Kart stages that return.
Yeah,
They're just like they're the exact same. So
and some didn't
I feel
even
like
need
that's
to
one of the
return.
lame things about Smash.
I suppose whoever wins the ballot will get their own stage, unless it's like a character from an already pre-established franchise. I mean, a series that's already in Smash.
Yeah, I didn't really like the Ryu stage either. It's like you're cuddled to one side of the screen.
Love the
and then
music.
There's two platforms that you can't really fight on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
that
was weird.
stage is just like how I feel about Pac-Land. They both have
Oh,
like
God.
Oh,
incredible
gosh.
music, but they're not great stages. Well,
Yeah,
Pac-Land's
music in
far
Suzaku
worse,
Castle. Oh,
Jeez. Yeah, no.
Pac-Land
Final
is far
Destination.
worse, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the music so much,
yeah, no.
so I
Good,
get upset when I can't play on Pac-Land.
good stuff there. What was I gonna say? There's a They showed off the Smash Bros. Amiibo. I don't really need to get into that. It's weird. They have Rob Amiibo that is exclusive to North America and Europe, and then one exclusive to Japan based off of the old colors. Because one was
Oh,
off
wow,
the
I
Super
didn't hear that.
Famicom, and yeah, one was the gray one.
Aw,
So if you want it,
that one's
it's-
way better.
Yeah, it's not even retailer exclusive; it's country exclusive now. So you have
Jeez.
to import the gosh dang amiibo.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Not that people
so-
weren't already.
Yeah, I know.
right?
Jeez.
Have you
Um,
seen the pictures though of like amiibo in stores in like Germany? It's like heaven. They're like they have like 50 of each one, just like it. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Like I was running up and down the aisles and rubbing them all.
Oh, Mexico too.
Oh yeah.
Mexico. Yeah, I saw stores in Mexico that just have entire
Yeah, but in
aisles
Mexico
of
they,
everything.
they put cocaine inside amiibos.
Well, that's how they sell faster.
There is different.
That's
readings,
why they're
you know?
selling so well.
Why would they be in stock? But the thing is all the amiibos we have right now, it was going to happen during the conference. All the squids would come out of our amiibos and turn us kids into squids.
Yeah.
When a drug dealer in Mexico sends you an amiibo, he says to you, "It will get alive. Take it."
Yeah.
Don't feed your amiibo after midnight.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so one last.
It will bring you back to life.
So one thing, I don't know if you guys watched the Nintendo World Championships, but I thought that was really cool. They had like some modern games, and then they had retro games as well to show off. And then they even had some surprises besides Blast Ball, which we'll get into later. But they showed off.
What don't you mean?
Yeah. They
Don't.
yeah.
Don't.
They showed off. I'm not going there yet, Flia.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to talk about
Don't go
that.
there yet.
No. But they did show off Earthbound Beginnings, which is Mother 1, but translated, and they released it on the Virtual Console that day, which is pretty cool because no one was really going to expect that, and now
Did anyone else?
or Mother 3 is probably going to come at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I almost found it funny at first. Like, oh, not Mother 3, but we do get Mother 1. Which, as I'm
Yeah.
told, isn't the original Mother just basically Earthbound but with less features on the NES?
I'm not too sure.
Even like MJ, who's the biggest Earthbound fan in the world, he says it's just okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I wasn't sure, but I thought that's what it
yeah,
was.
I guess Nintendo just wanted to. Well, actually, back in the day, they actually already translated Mother, but
Yeah.
they just never released it back.
Mhm.
To,
Yeah, they
back
never
then.
localized
that's
it.
weird.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I think they just wanted to do it for continuity's sake.
Yeah.
We never technically got the first game, so
Sure.
might as well give us that before we get to 3.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like Matt says. It might mean we're getting 3.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
No doubt, because if you make
Yeah, there-
2 of them out of the 3, like it would.
At the
there'd be
same
no
time,
point.
though, if it doesn't do well, then be like, oh, people really aren't interested, and then
Yeah.
ah.
Yeah. True.
Who knows? They could just rip off the fan dubs, or the fan translations.
Mm.
So yeah, I'll actually talk about the direct now. So I don't, I didn't really put them in what order they came in. I just grouped it by Wii U and then 3DS. So first, I guess we'll talk about the big one, Star Fox Zero. So it's made by the art is by Platinum Games, the design is by Nintendo. You have a bunch of transformations like a walker, which is pretty much an ATST, which I'm perfectly fine with. Like a drone with a Rob
It's
that
one
you
of
can
the
deploy.
it's
and
one of the
collect.
few one of the few Nintendo collaboration games that has 2 directors.
Yeah.
Also, that's a reference to Star Fox 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they actually took some stuff from Star Fox 2, like the walker. So that's pretty cool.
Which is great.
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah, I heard on a podcast like Star Fox 2 is basically done, but they just didn't
Yeah.
release it. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe they'll release it at some point.
You can
Yeah,
get a ROM and play. I'm not going to tell you where, but you can
Yeah,
get,
well, I'm
you
sure
can
we
get
can
a ROM
find
of
it.
Star Fox 2 and play it.
That's a secret to
man,
everyone.
that's cool. Yeah, except the internet.
Yeah, just like Mother 1, just back in the day, which is crazy to think of that they would make a game and just not release it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just back in the day, that's how expensive cartridges were to make. It was like not even worth it.
Oh man.
It was also like that 64 was like on its
Yeah.
way, so they were kind of like, there's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Star Fox's sake, they didn't want to
If
kill
I'm
the
not
hype.
mistaken, they also have a demo from an Earthbound 64 game.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
wow.
64D drive game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Weird. But some other stuff about the new Star Fox is it's weird. It's called Star Fox Zero for a bunch of reasons, but because it's also because it's a reimagining. So he said it's not a prequel, it's not a sequel, but it's like a reimagining of the original, but it has new stuff. So basically it's like it's
another universe.
it's like a half remake for the third time. Like Miyamoto, it's been like 20 something years and you still can't make a sequel to Star Fox. Like what's going on?
Oh God.
Just release Star Fox 2. It's already done.
Star Fox 0, Star Fox 1, Star Fox 2, all the way to Star Fox 64.
Yeah. Jeez. And we thought Xbox was bad with its number system.
Remember Puppet Reggie doing the
Oh my
push-ups to Nintendo 62?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I forgot to mention that. That was really cool. I like that.
Oh,
yeah,
that-
they open
Yeah.
with the puppets.
Yeah,
Those
freaking
were
Muppets.
fantastic.
I'm like, oh my
That
gosh,
was-
this is amazing.
that was.
I
so,
like it when all three of them were dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Getting
The
jiggy
actual
with it.
the actual event itself, like what they was charming as all hell.
Oh yeah.
It was so.
Yeah, obviously the robot chicken stuff was really funny last year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
they want to do something at least new.
Yeah.
And the Muppet caricatures of Reggie Iwata Miyamoto is fantastic. Those puppets look
Yeah.
hilarious. I hope they do a
need-
giveaway with those.
Miyamoto kind of look like Michael Jackson.
I need that part where they're walking out of like in slow motion out of the room, it like on loop,
The strut.
on an endless
Oh my
loop.
gosh.
The strut, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, some other quick. I'll go through some quick details and then we can start like really getting into it. So you can play a level. It's going to be mostly linear, so not so much branching paths, but you will be able to replay levels as different transformations. One of his examples was you could use an R-wing to destroy like a saucer, but if you play through it again as the walker, you could like go into the saucer and destroy it from the inside, which is pretty cool.
Which is also Star Fox 2. Star
Oh
Fox
my
2.
gosh. The game is so some people are complaining about the graphics. I think they look fine. Like they look good. It's shiny and it has a nice art style and color. But the reason it might be low on graphics and whatnot is because both the gamepad and the TV screen are running at 60 frames a second.
Mhm.
So I didn't even know the gamepad could
Yeah.
run at 60 frames per second. But that's pretty cool. That
Oh
it's-
yeah, actually, yeah. All games on gamepad run 30 frames, but as someone who was like wasn't too impressed by just the look,
Yeah.
it's probably because of me. I was like a huge fan of Star Fox Assault on the GameCube, and I think that's like one of the best looking games on the GameCube. It was like perfectly running 60 frames. It's just like it has this amazing design of R-wing and the Star Fox ship, whatever it's called, the main ship.
Yeah, the
Great
art.
Fox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
How they
yeah, yeah.
redesigned it in Assault. So I'm used to like, I was hoping for like a really big next gen look as like how that game redesigned
Yeah.
a lot of Star Fox, probably because it was made by Namco. So yeah, I was kind of hoping for that and not just bloop bloop bright colors, but
So you wanted
whatever.
to see it like
it's not a
redesigned again.
huge deal for me, but I do think it could look better.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, a redesign would have been nice. I don't really like the Star Fox command look of his head, where he has the hair like sticking out of
Yeah.
his face. It's like, why? Just get rid of that design. It looks dumb in Smash Bros. It looks dumb on command. Just for the love of crap, you don't even have to do anything else. Just chop he has sideburns basically. Chop off, shave your sideburns, Strawberry. Just shave them. Jeez, that's all
They
I
make
want.
Fox
Let's form
skinless.
edition.
Imagine if Fox was like a skinless cat.
Oh god.
Oh God!
They did that in
Things have
Stinking
been rough
Dragon
for
Ball
Fox
Z.
Cloud lately.
Oh jeez.
It's been many years.
That's the gritty reboot of Star Fox where he becomes like a skinless
Shaved.
fox.
It would just be called Fox.
It's like they
It sounds
show
like something out of the Phantom Pain.
yeah, they show like a close up of him like shaving his head on his hair, and then they just shave the rest of his fur off his body. Jeez.
War with Andros is coming.
Yeah, and it hasn't changed since 1996. Whatever
I
year.
can't barrel roll away from who I am.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of the fantastic Mr. Star Fox trailer
Yeah.
someone made.
That's a quote from that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was amazing.
The fantastic Mr. Star
yeah.
Fox.
But I guess both, if the TV's gonna run at 60 frames, the gamepad has too, because if you keep alternating back and forth, it would jar your eyeballs to crap. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's not going to be online multiplayer. They're mostly sticking with single player rather than dogfights. So that's interesting, because I think most of the other ones were online. So that's another thing to hear. They said they might consider it down the line, but they're not thinking about it now. So I guess there's plenty of time for them to add more stuff, even though it's coming holiday. So I guess they can whip that up quickly if they wanted. I don't know. They plan on doing co-op where one person flies and the other shoots. Interesting thing, one of the Wiimote had this one feature where sound effects would come out the main controller for a couple of games. I think Mario Galaxy, Smash Bros. And stuff. And it turns out that's coming back. So the gamepad has a cockpit noise where on the right speaker you'll hear like your allies talking, and the left you'll hear the enemies, kind of like an earpiece. So that's a little neat thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. They plan on.
You know what's something I definitely hope out of this Star Fox is that they keep doing like hilarious dialogue.
Oh
Not
yeah.
in-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not even just in like the cheesy way, but like if they could have like some Kid Icarus Uprising level of writing
That would be
yeah.
awesome.
to make them say the stupidest
Oh, yeah.
stuff, that would
Yeah.
like seriously make the game.
The less they try to
ton of
make
fun.
it serious, the better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Flying animals in space.
Yeah, exactly. That's the greatest charm of Star
Yeah.
Fox.
Monkeys in outer
Yeah.
space protecting
Yeah,
us from the
take
human
themselves
race.
seriously.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Alright, they want to make an R-Wing amiibo and hope to make it transform into the Walker, which would be awesome.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that'd be awesome.
I've always wanted an R-wing figurine. Just
and
I freaked out over that.
And they brought up the Project Guard and Project Giant Robot, which didn't show up again. So Project Guard is somehow going to be tied to the Star Fox universe. Platinum is also helping it, and that's going to be meant to be played online. I don't know how, because it looked like a tower defense game. So I don't know how multiplayer is going to be added in. I guess one person controls the towers and the other controls like the enemies going through.
Mm-hmm.
That just sounds weird to me. They're figuring out if they want to release it along, or they're figuring out if or how they want to release it along Star Fox Zero. So I guess it's going to be separate and maybe downloadable, because it doesn't seem big enough for a retail release. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then they said Giant Robot is on hold, so that's fine because it didn't look that great. So what? Yeah, that was the one thing that had the most news. So what do you guys feel about, or how do you guys feel about Star Fox Zero?
I guess I'll start.
Yeah,
Going back to what Jonah said, I'm very excited about it. You know, it's Star Fox and it's Miyamoto. He hasn't really made any bad games, so he'll pull through it. It'll be great, but it's not what I wanted. Like it looks good, but it's definitely not what I wanted. I've always felt that Assault was the right direction to take the series in, because it had, honestly, I would say one of the best multiplayers of any game I've ever played, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I played Assault more than some Smash Bros. Games, actually, with my friends. And I would have really loved to have seen, like, a next-gen, like, dogfighting, like, online multiplayer game. I would have loved that so much.
Okay.
And when they said no online multiplayer, I gotta admit, that kind of, that took it down for me.
So what you wanted from Assault to come over is pretty much multiplayer?
That, and I also actually really like the whole, I'm maybe one of the few, but I liked Fox getting out of the cockpit, and I like they do have the multiple vehicles, which is great, and I do like that it doesn't seem to be all on rails. Like, you know, we saw that part when Fox was, circling around that like red ship that looked like the egg carrier from Sonic the Hedgehog. That was cool. I that was my favorite part actually. I really liked that. Like you take on this giant ship as like just like it just I don't know it looked like 64 but more exciting.
Yeah, it's weird because I hear a lot of people are like iffy on Star Fox Assault. I never really played Star Fox 64 when it came out, so I had no ties to the franchise. But I played Star Fox Assault and I really liked it. It only had 10 missions or whatnot, but the multiplayer was cool. Being able to, I liked what you like, getting out of the cockpit and like walking on the ground and doing other stuff because it mixed up a bunch of things. And even though I couldn't actually do this in multiplayer accurately, when I was flying in an R-Wing, I would jump out of the R-Wing, stand on the R-Wing while it's flying, and try to snipe someone.
Yes,
it never worked, but it felt so awesome to try.
But you can do it with the rocket launcher.
Oh my gosh.
You can do it with the rocket launcher. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Just standing on top of like your friend's ship and just shoot with a rocket launcher, just shooting it. It was great. Oh my god.
No, yeah, that game had a lot of fun multiplayer.
Yeah,
So
no, it did.
I don't know why everyone like gets their panties in a knot about it.
Oh no, I honestly think that Assault is definitely the direction the series should have taken. The only issue with Assault I have is that it doesn't have branching paths. The story mode is nowhere near as good as 64 in my opinion because it doesn't have the branching paths. It's like you said, it's 10 levels. That's it.
Yeah,
and it's straight to the end.
I'll be
but
honest,
the multiplayer was fantastic.
Yeah,
and I don't know, just that like feeling of being able to like fight your friends in Zonus or Ficina or Titania, all the iconic planets from the series was so awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope I get that in HD. And not what we got. It'll still be great. And I should have known we weren't going to get that because Miyamoto he's not really known for multiplayer. He's known for amazing single player experiences. So I shouldn't have been, that surprised.
Yeah. I never really I played Star Fox 64 3D, and I'm probably just stupid, but I never really found like branching paths or knew that I took branching paths. I just like played it and I'm like, did I go in the other direction? And then I'd try it again and I'd be like, how do I get in the other direction? I'm just gonna like go on to the next level. I'm too dumb for this.
They're cleverly hidden, and that's one of the coolest things about it. And every level, there's kind of a different way of branching out your path. It's not always like, oh, you have to score a certain amount of points. Sometimes it's you have to find the secret exit, or a character has to survive to the end of the level. I hope they bring that back.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it sounds like they won't, but I like the idea of what they said with the different transformations, like just shooting a saucer from the outside or actually going up inside it and like kill it. I don't know if that's the part they showed in the trailer, because that would mean the saucer would be pretty huge, but that, I think, personally, to me, that it's more interesting than like branching paths. Just because you could do something cool. Different, but I still agree, like branching paths would be nice for those people who like that, because that's kind of what the series is on. Jonah, you were going to say something before I interrupted.
Oh, my apologies.
No, it's a lot of what Anthony said. I think we're all the exception that we all really like Star Fox Assault, or even the fact that we all played it.
Yeah.
That's right.
But even if that, like, I wouldn't say I expected that because it was a game made by Namco and not Nintendo. I just expected, like, I really expected a bit of a newer experience, though. This is, as we said, it's like kind of a remake, kind of a reimagining. I wasn't really wanting something that's as iffy as that.
Yeah.
I was like, just straight up make more levels, and it can play exactly like 64 if it wants to. And it's fine that the gamepad stuff they're doing. And like I said, I'm a little, not great on how it looks, but that's all right. If it's fun, then that can forgive that easily.
Yeah.
But we have to find that out. It's a lot of that stuff is really new and different, like the crawling and the ship stuff, even all the gamepad stuff. I just don't know how that will be fun. Will that take away from the action?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Having that
something you
little
have to
thing fall
try.
down and grab a coin, I don't know how that feels.
Yeah, I like the idea of that because it could be really cool, but what you collect has to make a difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the walker's like one of the coolest parts of it, and I never really got into Star Fox before, but like this made me want to actually start playing this game. Like this is what
Mhm.
my favorite game of that they showed off in the direct.
Oh yeah,
By far.
me too. I'm definitely gonna buy
Yeah.
it. No doubt.
Flia, did you want to say anything about Star Fox?
No, I'm exactly thinking like you guys, and I think what's the best thing about the Nintendo Direct event?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it was Star Fox Zero. Everything else was,
Yeah.
how can I put it, so underwhelming and so heartbreaking that
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it was. I think this is personal. I think that Star Fox is a franchise that even Nintendo doesn't know what direction wants to go with. Doesn't have a clear path. It's not like a Zelda game or a Mario game where they are have a more clear vision where they want to go with it.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
So, what?
That's
Yeah,
actually
you're
something
totally
I've
right.
always. That's actually something I've always enjoyed about the series. Is it's always been a platform for experimentation with Nintendo. They've always tried new things with Star Fox, which I
Yeah,
always
and
really enjoy.
funny though, the best game I played all of them, and the one that I enjoyed the most was Star Fox Adventures, and it's the one that has little flying and navigational things, and it's more like a ground game, action game.
It's a good game.
Each one has their own thing that they want with the franchise. But I'm definitely gonna buy it. Yes, it's a day one buy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we can all agree on that. There's some little release dates and whatever I'll sprinkle on them. There will be some beefer news. So Nintendo announced they have a partnership with Skylanders, so they're going to have Bowser and Donkey Kong with their own separate vehicles coming to Skylanders. Of course, it only works for the Nintendo version of Skylanders. And it also doubles as an amiibo. I don't know why you have to flick a little switch on the bottom. I figured it was just a chip that gets read. Maybe it's for children want to feel special. I don't know. But the figures themselves, I think, look pretty cool, and the in-game aspects look cool. It was interesting to hear the guy said they wanted to, like, when they charged him up, like, have Giga Bowser, and they're like, no, don't bother with that. Like, do something interesting and new with it, rather than just reuse their old stuff.
Yeah.
Which is funny, realizing it's funny they say that after I watched the direct, which it looks like they're reusing everything.
Yeah.
I just love that that Reggie did manage to squeeze in some sort of Bowser reference because he loves
Yeah.
Bowser. Everything with Reggie's always
Gosh.
Bowser.
He should have mentioned the new person they hired was Bowser.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Missed opportunity. Fatal Frame, they said after the direct is coming to North America in fall 2015
Awesome.
this year. Xenoblade finally
Yes.
gets a release date of December
Woo.
4th. And I think it comes out in like a week or a month in Japan or something. Yoshi's Woolly World.
It's been out since April.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've known about it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Woolly World is coming out October 16th. It actually has a Splatoon girl amiibo costume, which is kind of cool. They didn't show the other Splatoon ones, so I'd assume they'd have those as well. And then they showed off Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem, which got like some other new name, but it's still
and
under
something about that game.
a different.
This is personal.
Weird.
The last two things I saw from the game, from the Nintendo Directs before this one,
Yeah.
got me really interested in the game. I mean, no interest in a way that it's a day one buy for me, but it caught my eye.
Yeah.
Now the last video that I saw today,
Mhm.
I don't know, it brought me down. You know, now it seems like I don't know, it's something like more of a, how can I put it? You have to have a particular taste to play those type of game, and now
Yeah.
my taste of that game is gone, literally.
Yeah, it's a bit Japanesey. I don't know.
For sure.
Like super Japanese, so you got to be into that kind of thing, the high school scene sort of thing.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's I will preface this with all that I do think the gameplay looks really fun, but I'm the kind of person who really loves the Persona style gameplay.
Yeah.
I've been playing Persona 4 over and over now. And it's more Persona than Shin Megami, I think, even because Persona's all about that high school experience.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, like the initial trailer from the last direct it got was more. I was definitely initially like, this is way more Persona than Fire Emblem, you know.
Yeah.
And then this trailer, I didn't even see what's happening. It's like it's kind of like a remix of the first trailer. We didn't get anything really new out of it.
Yeah, it's not even really. It's more of like a really quick montage because the trailer before actually had some snippets of the battle system and gameplay, and I went back and watched this, and you really don't see anything. You just see like some in-game footage, cutscenes, and then in-game footage of a guy like walking.
Yeah.
Which is weird. That comes out in 2016, and I also
Hype.
yeah, Walking Simulator 2016. Oh my gosh. And I noticed in the trailer, Crom is in it. He's all like covered up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, are you gonna pull a Marth Lucina thing again? You're like, it says it's Crom, but is it really? It's like
Yeah.
you can only do that so many times.
Oh yeah, and because it did get sort of a name change.
Yeah, it got a different name change in Japanese, but it's still a tentative title. So it's like, what? Why?
Yeah, so in Japan it's Gene Ibun Roku Cross Fire Emblem, which Gene Ibun Roku, that translates to apparently Revelation of the Illusion, which is even more confusing.
Yeah.
Revolution of the Illusion. That's like the most badass name
The Revelation of the Illusion.
of the illusion.
Cross Fire Emblem, and then
Yeah,
that's just what they named it because it's not even. That means it's not even Shin Megami Tensei anymore. I think it's another crossover or a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei because, as you know, Persona is a spin-off, but there's also Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers. That's a spin-off.
Yeah.
And other games like that.
Like Devil Survivor. and
Yeah,
whatnot.
Devil Survivor.
If I'm not mistaken, the first game of Persona is called Shin Megami Tensei Persona.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing that's going to come out about that game is the title, because I have no idea what the heck they're going to call it. That's going to be the game looks pretty cool, but like the name's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think the game will be really, really fun.
Yeah.
Because I'm addicted to that Persona style fighting. Assuming it plays a lot like that, and whatever the heck Fire Emblem is involved in this game, because I don't know how it's even
some of
involved.
the character designs are like loosely based off of other characters.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like the gameplay will be at all though. I don't think so.
I think they said that'll partly come into it somehow.
Yeah,
I forget.
But it could be really fun. But I'll just see if it's fun enough to have me ignore all this crazy Atlas anime stuff they're doing. I'm so surprised how much freedom they gave Atlas to use Fire Emblem like this, or lack of using Fire Emblem.
I noticed some jiggle physics too, so
a lot.
I was like,
That's one of the problems that I have with the game. They are using Fire Emblem in their personal vision of Fire Emblem, because almost I didn't saw anything about Fire Emblem in that crossover.
Yeah, it's not even about the redesigns for me. It's I actually think like the Crom design looks cool. If it's assuming that's all Crom and stuff. If that's what they want to do, I think that's actually at least a cool idea. But again, I'm just worried like what is involved in Fire Emblem? Like, is it half and half? Because it doesn't seem that way. You know?
I don't know. I think they wanted to like blend gameplay mechanics a bit, but we still have yet to really see much of it. So. Really
that's what I'm wondering. Is it more of a gameplay mix or a story mix or just what? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just what I don't see.
When I first saw the trailer, like when it first debuted, I like went to go get something in the kitchen, and I came back and I'm like, "Oh, what's this Atlas game? Is this some new game?" They're like, "Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem." I'm like, "What? The heck?" I could never tell from that. But I'll move on to some other stuff. So Mario Maker got a new name. It's called Super Mario Maker. Whoop-de-doo. Comes out Yeah, so crazy. It's coming out September 11th this year, and it has amiibo support. So I don't know if this applies to all of the other different styles. They only showed off the 8-bit versions, but you can have like Link and Isabelle and Marth and Yoshi and Kirby and Wii Fit Trainer at least in the 8-bit form, which is cool. I'm guessing it's stuck to that form because I don't think you could really do it with the other forms. It would look weird.
You're gonna do that 4 times for a bunch of amiibo.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
I mean, I just think of Wii Fit Trainer, and I'm like, she would have to be crushed into a box like that portal rumor from Game Theory.
And if you play as Mr. Game & Watch, it's just and you play like an underground level, it's just a outline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be cool to see how they do it, but I don't know. Maybe they'll just like color Mario's clothes different or something like Yoshi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one thing weird about that is it comes out this September and we still haven't seen how sharing works. Because you're supposed to be able to share levels. And they haven't shown anything about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those things where they release it and then the sharing patch comes in later.
That'd be
Well,
dumb though.
they
because
show
that's,
about
like, the
how
main
to
thing
share
about
the
it.
level, if I'm not mistaken, in the treehouse today.
Okay,
Oh,
I
really?
didn't watch it. So maybe I missed that then.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they spend time talking about the other online features they're doing, like with Smash, posting on YouTube and stuff like that. But, yeah, I have been wondering how is it just an online community of, like, you'll see the top levels posted and then, like, just organized that way or what, you know?
I don't know.
One thing that I saw from the Treehouse live presentation when I had a little time, it was that when you make a very popular level, the level randomly puts itself in a list where people are still demanding and playing that level. If more people like your level and rated, I think it has a star rate system, and your level goes up, it goes like in a ranking place, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Okay.
Well, let's see how quick it takes for Nintendo to pull down a dick level. You know it's gonna happen. It's just how quickly is it gonna happen?
Oh my god.
Oh, another thing is that the game is gonna come with the 5 level of the championship, Nintendo World Championship.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome! I
2050.
totally called that. I'm like, they have to include that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love seeing that in the championship because that's honestly the best way to show off the game. Like, look at
the
crazy
championship
crap we
is what
can do.
sold me on the game.
Yeah.
That sold me.
Like, oh my gosh, you have like Karibo's high heel shoe stuff like in while you're
add
on
in a
fire
lady
in a
boob.
cloud, like in a Koopa clown cart. Like, it's just nuts. It's awesome. And they also have
fantastic.
2 different 8-bit Mario amiibos celebrating the 30th anniversary. One is like the regular colors, and one which is the old like red and brown colors, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and also the amiibos. When you use the amiibos in the game, the size of Mario increases, and also the size of enemies.
Yeah. So the next thing is Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which comes out this holiday. It comes with I think you have to have an amiibo to play it. I'm not sure. Both the Animal Crossing games, I didn't really hear if you have to have it or not.
Can I have my gun when I play that thing?
This one comes with a bundle with 2 amiibo and 3 amiibo cards. It does. I have written here you need at least 1 to play, and it looks like you might need 1 for every player. Each month it changes based on like the environment and season, so that's cool. But I don't know. It looks like a poor Animal Crossing Mario Party ripoff that has no fun in it whatsoever. Because apparently you have to get happy points to win, but I don't see where the fun factors into the game, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else have thoughts on that, or
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I don't know who's an Animal Crossing fan or
I
not.
honestly, I honestly am not as against it as I think you guys are.
I don't know, it just
Obviously, I would have wanted an actual real Animal Crossing
Yeah.
game, but
Yeah.
something about an Animal Crossing board game Something about that sounds like it works for me. I don't know why. Like you said, it might not be good.
Yeah.
The concept I like, but I don't know. Animal Crossing is really cute and charming, so
Yeah.
it could work. And my sister loves it, so maybe I could buy it and play with her. She loves Mario Party too, so that mixture might. Who knows? She might even like actually be excited for a video game if I tell her about that.
Yeah, I just don't think the trailer showed it off well because it didn't really explain itself about what you have to do.
I'll say this: it's one I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not completely like, oh god, just get it away from me.
Yeah. It's weird that they went that way because the Animal Crossing Plaza they had like a year ago made me think, okay, so they're just gonna jump into an Animal Crossing Wii U, and then they did like a board game.
Right.
I don't know. That's
But
a
I think
weird
it
way to
was-
jump
it
from.
was- I think it was the most logical thing because of the infrastructure of the Wii U to make really something cool online with Animal Crossing. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the game is fans of that game have been claiming for a very solid Animal Crossing entry with really good online functionality. I mean, not that one people can visit your town when you never are. I mean that you really gather your friends around with your Nintendo ID, and you put all of them together in your town. I don't know, maybe 12 online people at the same time or 20.
I wonder if the 3DS could pull that off though, especially the new 3DS now. I don't know because part of me feels like Nintendo Crossing. Nintendo Crossing.
Yeah.
That would be sweet. Animal Crossing works on handhelds. Like having that portability is a huge boon to the series.
Yeah.
But I would buy a Wii U version, no doubt.
Yeah. The last Wii U game they showed off was Mario Tennis Ultra Smash coming this holiday. A lot of things are holiday or fall, but I don't know. They're like, we just threw something together really quick. Here's literally one level, and then you can grow big.
Yeah.
I don't really care for the Mario sports games anymore. They were fine in like the 64 era, but then they just kept going, and I'm like, you can only do the same sport so many times.
Yeah, with Mario Tennis, like I loved playing the original 64 version.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
after they did like Power Tennis, and actually the GBA game was kind of cool. It was more RPG-ish. But after that, they did like a 3DS one. There just wasn't enough mix-up going on.
Yeah.
I guess. Though I guess Mario Golf was really popular on 3DS.
I heard it was
Yeah,
really-
I just felt like the original version still suffices. You know, it's still just fun enough. You can just stick to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So-
not
Yeah.
something we need every generation, really.
No,
Especially when they have like the sports mix sort of thing, where they're like, we just grouped all the other like reject sports together because we want to keep like doing sports.
they should do another Mario Strikers though.
Yeah, people. It's weird. They made the tennis game, but people have wanted like the Strikers game to come back. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
the one sports game that people have actually like chanted to come back.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best Mario Sports series. I love Strikers on the GameCube.
Just the fact that Waluigi has a GIF where he like thrusts.
He does
Like,
the
just
suck
hand.
pose.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like I haven't even played the game, but I'm like, that's the best one just for that.
Oh yes,
That's the only reason.
gosh.
yeah. I never played the Wii version, but Mario Strikers on the GameCube is like incredible 4-player fun, or
Oh,
just
yeah.
even 2-player.
I feel personally that the Wii version is a big step down. I love the GameCube version.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So I would totally take like a beautiful Wii U version, or even just better looking than the GameCube version.
yeah.
Because that would be amazing. Because Wii U at least is like a huge, multiplayer local kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would think they would at least try, or maybe not. I don't. What is like Next Level Games doing?
They are working on the Metroid game, which we'll get to soon.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh.
But the weird thing about this tennis game is the fact that I think it was Next Level or I forget what studio was making, but someone was making a Mario like wrestling game. It's like, oh, you're actually
my
doing
God.
like a different
Yeah.
sport. That's cool. The
Oh,
ad was kind of funny because they had like two balls there like dangling and like, do you have the balls to do this or something? That was funny. But the reason they cut it was they were trying to like put Peach in or something, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to have like beating up Peach because then people will get like mad at us.
Oh yeah, that was actually
Gosh, dang.
happening in one of the Punch-Out games. I think it was the Punch-Out remake on the Wii. They wanted you to fight Peach, which you could actually fight Donkey Kong.
Oh,
You could actually fight Donkey Kong, but they wanted to include Peach for
Oh,
some
they were
reason.
gonna have
which
Peach?
Sounds weird, but
Wow,
yeah,
right.
they were like, "You're not gonna beat up Peach."
Yeah, because did you hear that from Did You Know Gaming?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I heard it from too. Yeah, no, that was a cool insight. But
I thought you were referring to Super Mario Spikers, which was
was that
same
what it's
game.
called? I don't remember what it's called.
different
but...
story, but Super Mario Spikers was a volleyball game instead of soccer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
no.
just like it, but they thought it looked too violent because.
Okay, I think I mixed it too. Yeah, it was the volleyball one that had the like ball sack image, but they also got rid of the wrestling one for the same reasons with Peach and probably some other stuff. That could have been cool. Better than just redoing the other sports, but it is what it is. So now into 3DS, which Eli was hoping we'd have a bunch of 3DS news because we basically had nothing else for the rest of the year, and we still don't have much for the rest of the year because some of it's 2016 anyway, which a lot of games are this year. Like the year E3 2015, it's all about 2016. Like, jeez.
That's what I said about last year.
I know. They're like, shh, go away.
I said 2014 was the gaming year's the gaming industry's lunch break.
Yeah.
So is this recess?
Yeah. Then they're gonna have another recess. But one of the games they showed off was Zelda Triforce Heroes. So basically, it's 4 swords, but with 3 people. Your whole group shares hearts. So if one person kills all your hearts like a jerk, then you all die. You can also stack. Yeah. You can also stack links on top of each other. So if there's something that's high above you, you can stack each other and shoot like an orb with an arrow to fix the puzzle or a boss, or if you have to throw someone across a cavern or up something. One of them was cool. You can stack 3 people, and then the person on the bottom throws the 2 people in the lava, which will carry the one person over to the other side, and then they can use the boomerang to like collect the other people to bring them over. I thought that was cool, but other than that, it didn't really look all that new to me. It's just like a remake. They had like outfits, which Uno Clay calls Style Savvy's Zelda edition, because you're basically cosplaying. You even have like a Zelda dress, which is kind of funny.
Cute.
That was
Zelda outfit.
But I mean, that was a cool idea, but like the abilities you get aren't really all that useful. It's just like you get a bigger bomb, you get like another heart. So, what did you guys feel about this game? Oh, it also has local and online multiplayer. So you're not screwed when playing it.
That's all fine and dandy, but where does this fit in the timeline?
I feel like at this point,
I mean, because this is
Minish
3
Cap
players,
also
so
had 4
typical,
people. Like, come on.
Yeah, instead of 4 swords where it's 4 people, they went to 3 this time. So I'm guessing somewhere in the timeline.
No, I think there are 4. I think Zelda is not in the game. I think that was another Link. He's dressed like Zelda.
Yeah.
They will realize that in the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somewhere in the line, of course, the one we're all talking about when the hero fails, of course.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line, Purple Link dies.
It's funny that you bring that up because I made like my own skit where like Purple Link like screws over another guy because he was like too late to the party. But
maybe they're trying to rescue him.
Yeah. Well, actually, I heard this story is. I might be wrong on this, but from what I've heard, it's some like the town is calling for like a hero or something, and then like 3 different guys show up and all claim that they're the hero, and then they just all like go for it. Like, that's pretty funky.
Link with an ego, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, the Zelda segment, this and Hyrule Warriors, kind of felt very much like we can't show Zelda U. Come up with something Zelda really fast to show at E3.
Yeah.
4 Swords is great, and the game looks cute, and I might get it. It'll be fun and everything, but I don't know. I guess that's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
I don't know. I think it's cool that they have the Forged Swords mechanic only because it's easier for people to actually play co-op rather than before where you all had to gather over someone's friend's house and have like 4 Game Boy Advances, or I think 4 Swords Adventures you could use Game Boy controllers. But I realized, I don't know, like some of the abilities I was saying are mechanics like grabbing people with the boomerang is cool, but I think like Link Between Worlds, it'll have a few new things, but most of it's going to be like repeated. And honestly, this is basically the 4th Zelda remake we've had on 3DS. And all the Zelda games on 3DS are remakes. So we have Ocarina of Time 3D, we have Link Between Worlds, which is basically Link to the past, but with the paper mechanic, which I thought was really cool, but it was still basically using the same overworld, so it was pretty much a remake. And then we have Majora's Mask, and now we have this, which is basically 4 Swords. So when are we gonna get like an actual original 3DS Zelda?
I'd say Link Between Worlds is more of a sequel, personally.
Yeah.
The first 3 dungeons, like the first like quarter of the game, definitely feels like a copy and paste of A Link to the Past. But then once you get to the Dark World, I feel it really stands on its own, and I felt it was more like a sequel than a remake.
Yeah.
But when are we gonna get like one that just isn't
tied to anything?
Yeah, isn't tied to anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I really love Link Between Worlds.
I wouldn't mind
mechanic,
a remake of the Twilight Princess in the 3DS.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would love that.
Would you guys want a top-down game or like an actual 3D game for the 3DS?
I would want a 3D one.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what I'd like, but yeah, because they've done 2 of each now, 2 top-down ones and 2 3D ones.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make another one where it's like a mix of both, where it's like Super
also,
Paper Mario, where you like go through different, swap dimensions.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, I mean, we are getting also Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS.
Yeah. So that's the next.
I know that leaked already.
Yeah.
Main thing being, I mean, all that's new besides running on 3DS is it has all the DLC characters.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have Tingle, you're gonna have Young Link, stuff like that. But also 2 new exclusive characters, Tetra and the King of Red Lions.
Yeah.
It is hilarious to watch a boat just crush enemies.
Yeah, that's.
Wait, they didn't show Toon Link? Oh,
no, it's Tetra and King of Red Lions.
I'm gonna boat the shit out of you.
I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me because I'm sailing on a boat.
I'm gonna water boat the shit out of you.
Gosh, they also added the classic NES costume to the Wii U version today, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
kind of cool.
I don't know. Hyrule Warriors. It looks cool because you have a bunch of different characters, but at the same time, it just looks like a repetitive button masher. But on the other flip side, the reason I might get it on the 3DS is because now you can actually swap characters on the fly, like in-game. So on the Wii U, if you said, I'm going in the mission as Sheik, you're stuck as Sheik for like the next 40 minutes or whatever. But on the 3DS one, now you can actually have like a party of, it looked like you could have up to 6 characters. So you could actually switch. So it would actually feel like
jump.
You can.
It's not like a switch. You can jump from one character to another.
Yeah, so that's probably the one reason why I might get it, because then it wouldn't feel so repetitive if you can just switch between them.
That'd be cool if they had like dual techs.
Yeah.
That's a Chrono Trigger reference, but like you know what I mean. Like if like you in your party, like 2 characters could combine attacks or like combos or something. Like if you switch them out real quick or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'm wondering, where is the Link to the Past love? How come we're not getting Vaati? Where's my Vaati? Come on.
It's great to see that Wind Waker finally got love.
If I'm not mistaken, today I read a news tidbit about that they made available a new Link costume for free.
Yeah.
For the Warriors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there were 2 other things about this game. So in the trailer, someone noticed there's a crossbow behind another character, and it looks eerily identical to the one they used in the concept art for female Link, which they named
that's
Linko.
exciting.
So that'll be interesting if they show that off, if they put her in.
Oh, I would love that.
Basically, be the crossbow from. She probably plays the crossbow Link from his crossbow training. But that'd
Mhm.
be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then Sega tweeted out an image with Sonic in Link's costume from Sonic Lost World that it'll work with this. So there's rumor Sonic Amiibo support for it. Weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I personally say just keep it Zelda. It's a
Yeah.
celebration of all things Zelda, but at least it's optional. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget. There was something else to do with this game. I think it was to do with Amiibo. Crap. I forget. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeons coming 2015, whatever. So Metroid Prime.
Oh,
Metroid Prime.
Prime Federation Force. So they thought they were going to be cheeky. What they did was kind of neat. So in the Nintendo World Championships, they're like, here's this new game you're going to play. It's called Blast Ball. I think there's a Halo mode or a Halo game that has this mini game in it, but basically it's space soccer, so you shoot the ball into the goal with your team of 3 versus 3. There's some other stuff. I think the ball can injure you, but I think I can speak for everyone when it was kind of yawn-worthy when that popped up in the championships. So it's like, okay, whatever, you're gonna do a little thing, maybe it's for eShop, whatever. And then later today, when they showed off Metroid Prime, they announced that no, this is part of the next Metroid game on 3DS. It's still a mini game for the game, but this next Metroid game, you're not Samus. It's from Next Level Games. It's a 4-player co-op style game where you have to complete objectives within like a time limit or what have you, and you're just playing as basically what the industry makes fun of, generic Space Marines just doing their thing with no real tie to the Metroid series. So besides the visor, which they like slightly made to look like Samus's helmet. But how do you guys feel about this? Because as far as YouTube goes, they really hate it.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
gonna check you guys can talk about it. I'll check about the latest ratings.
Not to mention the fact that there's now a petition to cancel the
Yeah.
game. That's just too far. Oh my God.
I have signed that petition, so a little bit of respect here. I've signed that petition already.
Oh, really?
No, you vote with your dollar, but basically, I think we were all murmuring during Blast Ball. It's like, this kind of looks like Metroid Prime. Maybe like a silly mini game, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then they next day you see this trailer and they slap the Metroid Prime logo on it, and like it looks like something I'd Photoshop in, and yeah, it's just they just slap it like it's like what the original reveal for the Metal Gear Solid 5. You know how it's Kojima would trick people and say, "Oh, it's a game by Moby Dick Studios," and a game called The Phantom Pain, and people were like, "That guy kind of looks like Snake," and then they reveal much later, "Oh, yeah, it was Metal Gear."
Yeah.
And then they're trying to do that, except this was like the complete opposite reaction.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm not really a Metroid fan,
doesn't
but what
look-
do you guys? Oh, go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about it?
Speaking as a huge Metroid fan, I was massively disappointed.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like Metroid Prime Hunters.
Yeah.
Which was a great game, which with a really great multiplayer mode. But here's the thing: it looks worse than Hunters. like not only visually, it just doesn't even like Hunters had really unique characters. Like there were 6 bounty hunters in the game, including Samus herself. And
Metroid Prime Hunters was like the earliest DS game.
It was a great game, and like each hunter had like their own special abilities, and they each had a backstory and a cool design. And like you said, Matt, this is just generic Space Marines, and the visuals honestly I think look worse than Hunters. And I don't know, to me it was a dark moment seeing that game.
Yeah. I mean, I have no ties to the series, but when I saw that, I'm like, I feel bad for all those fans, because when they wanted a Metroid on 3DS, they all wanted like the side-scrolling, like 2.5D Metroid game, and someone was like, someone wrote a comment on the Chibi Robo game, they're like, this Chibi Robo game should have been Metroid.
Yeah.
Side scrolling,
Oh my gosh.
but like when I saw it, I'm
And,
like,
like,
I feel so bad for them.
I just hope Nintendo doesn't think that this is sufficient.
No.
Like, oh, you want a new Metroid game? Here you go. Like, I hope that's not like, I hope maybe Retro's working on one, or
Yeah.
they don't have to be, but like,
So
and like you just said, a side-scrolling Metroid would have been totally fine. Oh my God,
Yeah.
those games are amazing. I would have been totally fine with that, and instead we didn't get that.
I mean, even if it was Metroid Prime Hunters 2, I don't think there would be too much of a backslash. But
No,
like you
no.
said, like some people are like, "Oh, this is like Metroid Prime Hunters," and I agree with you when I say no, it's not, because
only
that
thing
had
that-
interesting
that-
characters. Like they had different abilities. Like it looked like a. I didn't even play that game, but that looked like a Metroid game. This one just looked like a space game.
Yeah,
Like, it
The
doesn't
no,
look
only,
related
the only
to the
thing
series.
that the only thing that this game has from the Prime series
Is the logo.
is the name Prime on the title.
Yeah.
yeah.
It feels
Prime,
like-
and I think the fact that they work for the Galactic Federation, which they were a big part of the Prime series, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking at the ratings on YouTube, the digital event got 5,400 downvotes and 4,800 upvotes. So
Oh my God.
basically, it's the worst direct ever, because it's not. It's like 50-50 basically. And the Metroid Prime Federation Force, you're. Oh my gosh, everyone's gonna laugh at this. So the upvotes are 2,000. It has 131,000 views, 2,000 upvotes.
Right.
Downvotes, 23,000.
Oh,
So
God.
basically, like 10% of the people enjoy it.
oh my
Oh,
God.
that's like 4%.
Yeah,
Woo.
like holy
Oh.
crap!
Wow.
I've never seen a Nintendo video with that
That-
low.
It speaks a
rating
lot
system.
to because think a Nintendo all the time they'll have concepts for games and then they'll slap a character that's already known on it
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
if it helps in sales that's fine. We see this with Kirby all the time because
Yeah.
what's Kirby? He's a ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can just put him on anything. We have Epic Yarn that did that. We had the Canvas and Rainbow Curse games.
Mhm.
That's what they do with their characters, and the same with Mario.
yeah,
But and that's kind of what they did here with the Metroid game, because nobody was really too interested in Blast Ball.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a silly game to have for a championship, but that's it.
To-
So, but this says a lot. The reaction, it says a lot that Metroid means a lot to people. We do
Yeah.
not want that line tainted, and you would think Nintendo would learn this after something like Other M.
yeah.
But they clearly haven't, because we just reacted awfully to this.
to me,
and-
oh, go on. Sorry.
But yeah,
Oh.
I mean that's about it. It's that they thought they could it shows that you can't really do that with this kind of game where there's a lot of meaning to the characters and the world.
Yeah,
While just we're fine with something like Kirby or Mario taking any form at once.
yeah. To me, it felt like they tried to make a new IP, and then they're like, "This isn't working well," and they're like, "Slap Metroid on it. Let's see
Oh.
if that works." Because honestly, it feels like one of those, like what they did with Codename Steam, where they come out with some weird new thing, that's kind of gets like a mixed reaction. Now, I think Codename Steam actually looks cool, but I don't know. It just feels like they try to do something new, and they're like, "It's not
different-
going well,
the
but we
dif-
spent too much money, so slap some Metroid in it, and we'll let you
The
publish
different, excuse me, Matt. The difference between Codename Steam and this game is that Codename Steam has a core,
it." Yeah,
has a core in their structure.
yeah,
This game has nothing, literally has nothing.
yeah.
I didn't feel or felt the soul in this game.
No.
It has absolutely
It's true.
nothing.
And it's weird because when it's from Next Level Games, who also had another canceled Metroid project, and it showed off the design of a couple enemies in Samus, and Samus was kind of like bulky and angular, and people were like, "Oh, we're glad this is gone. It looks ugly," but that probably would have been the game that people wanted, and now we get Blast Ball basically, and it's like I don't know. I think people now after this, people would probably say, "Oh, I wish we had that other game instead."
it's kind of unprecedented for Nintendo to present something that just looks so underwhelming. And like you said, Flia, no heart. Like it just like I don't know. It like every Nintendo game, at least you feel that sense of core. Like you said,
what's the
structure.
problem? And I agree 100% with you, Anthony. And you know what is the problem? I think this is personal and subjective. When you have a second party studio, I mean, that they own, like it's Retro Studio, and they did that spectacular masterpiece of the Prime trilogy,
Right.
that it's really difficult for Nintendo to delegate after that particular franchise to any other of their internal studios around the world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For example, in my personal subjective likings, I loved Other M from Metroid
Mhm.
because I'm really also a big fan of Team Ninja. But I know and I understand when people jumped from Metroid Prime 3 Corruption and went to Other M, I understand the frustration also. But both of those games had soul.
Right.
This game has nothing.
Right. No. I was absolutely not against Other M at all. I love Prime 3, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's something new. It looks great. Like it seems to have a soul, like you said. It's just nothing.
Yeah.
It just does nothing for me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know something? I don't know. This is from my particular subjective opinion. Also, it felt like a free game, free download, like
Yeah.
Pokemon Shuffle or
Yeah.
Pokemon Rumble War.
Yeah, I thought it was like Blast Ball obviously was limited, but I'm like, I hope this isn't a retail game because it looks like an eShop, and then
Right.
the rest of the game doesn't look all that much better, to be honest.
Like I said, Hunters is just a better looking game all around.
Yeah.
So and it's like I said, like if it had been just another Hunters, people wouldn't have been
Yeah,
that.
but Hunters had soul and had, I think, 1,000% more work in the environment.
Yeah, no, I mean Hunters was great. I would have been totally cool with a new Hunters, especially with the way Nintendo's been improving online lately, and they could have really made a good handheld multiplayer Metroid game. I would have loved that, but this doesn't even look anywhere near as good as Hunters.
The other thing that I want to close with my general idea when I begin talking about retro studios is that when you have that trilogy made from that people, and then they made two of the best platformer games ever made, in my opinion, because Donkey Kong Country Returns and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze are among the best platformers games I have ever played, and I played them all.
I agree.
Because it's the genre that I love, the genre that I love the most.
Yeah.
How can you? I mean, I'm putting in the head of Nintendo. How can you put Retro Studio supervising a kart game, Mario Kart 7, regardless if the game is good, or put them behind another game like Supervisor or Advisor? Man, let them work in what they know and do best. You know.
Mm.
Don't. How can I put it? Don't take them out of their comfort zone. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be a great idea if they just gave them just more freedom. I can't be sure how much they do, but just like Retro Studios is, in my opinion, Nintendo's greatest asset right now.
They're basically the new Rare.
Yeah, I have yet to even I have yet to not adore one of their games.
Yeah.
So I just really, really want to see them flesh out more. Just let them go. What do you want to do?
I
just go.
I want to see something new.
Yeah.
There's still a couple more things, so I'd like to just kind of move on quickly and try to get to those. Speaking of retro, just quickly, I'm surprised they weren't here because we know they've been hiring people for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Clearly for something big with online and people from I think Naughty Dog and basically just a bunch of huge studios. And this would be the time to show it, and they didn't even bother. It's like, what the crap? So are they going to wait till whatchamacallit, maybe December at the VGAs or something like they did with Zelda?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like it's so long, and we know 2016 they're going to be talking about the NX, so the NX is probably going to come out 2017.
Yeah.
So Wii U development's going to be dying down soon. So it's like, is it still coming to Wii U? Whatever Retro's working on, are they going to move over to the NX?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
They at least confirmed that Zelda's still coming to the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it also has a port on NX, who knows? But I don't know. Hurry up and show Retro's thing so we know that it's coming.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Fates is the new name for Fire Emblem If. It's weird. They gave us an English version of a trailer we got like 2 months ago from Japan. But like 2 weeks ago, Japan released a gameplay trailer that's like 9 minutes long and actually explains like the whole game. I don't know why they didn't show that instead.
Uh-huh.
Like they showed off, they added 3 new weapons to the triangle system. So there's magic bow and I think dark weapons. Weapons no longer break. They have, it's Pokemon to me, but I'm gonna call it a waifu mode because you basically like pet their faces. I have no idea why. What are your thoughts on that, Anthony? Because I know you're a Fire Emblem fan. And if you
I'm
are
actually
too, Jones,
not,
I'm not sure what your tastes are.
I'm actually not a huge Fire Emblem fan. I like the series a lot, but I've only played 2 from the franchise.
That's still more
I'm
than
a
me. I
huge
haven't
Fire
even finished one of them. So
I'm a huge Fire Emblem Awakening fan.
Okay.
I can say that without a doubt. But you'd want to talk to Krista, Cookie Monster from my IGN, if you wanted to really know. She's the aficionado of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I'm not a Fire Emblem fan, but it's rock on if you follow those games because it gets crazier and it's always cool to watch the story trailer go on.
yeah,
It's always mysterious with those characters that they show. And yeah, they keep adding to some of that wackiness. So the petting thing,
yeah. I'm like,
I guess that's kind of a reference to. I mean, you could do that in the Pokemon X and Y, right?
yeah,
And
that's exactly what it is.
I guess that's a reference to that. I was like, all right, let's do it too. Haha, it's not so fun now, is it, guys?
No.
And then
Fire Emblem on me.
Yeah, well, it's creepy because it reminds me of those Japanese games where you like feel up the girls, like touch their
That's
clothes
true.
and it falls off. I'm like, this is weird. Why are you like
That's
blushing?
true,
They're like
'cause-
blushing and you're like rubbing their faces. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk
not
back
entirely
now.
related, but did you see that game called Akiba Strip?
Yeah, I've heard of that. You like rip
Yeah,
people's
where
clothes
you
off.
fight people to undress them.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
weird.
that's all the games. They're a huge tease. So
Yeah, that and some other stuff. You can destroy buildings and cause earthquakes and stuff. There's a different story based on which side you go with, like your adopted family or your blood family. And I was hoping. So they had a weird thing in Japan of how they broke up the game. There's like day one DLC and there's some other DLC, and if you go through the game, you can only choose one way, and if you want to go the other way, you have to pay more to go that way. And there's separate like retail things as well. So I'm like, okay, let's just settle down till it comes to North America, because sometimes in Japan they do that kind of crap, and then over here they quote unquote fix it. But it looks like they're not going to. It's gonna have the 2 split versions here as well. So basically, up to like I think chapter 6, you make a choice of which family you want to be with, and then once you choose that, you're stuck. You can't start a new game. You're automatically stuck in that section, and if you want to go the other way, you have to buy it again, which is just stupid. I don't know. It's pretty grummy of them. And another grummy thing is Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, which you like buy amiibo cards and tap them, and then they'll come into your game. I don't know. It looks really weird too. It's like, okay, instead of another Animal Crossing game, we'll take out literally like one small section of it and charge you like retail price or whatever. I don't even know what it costs. It's like it looks like a Sims game or something, or Civilization.
It looks like something that could be like a nice update, or maybe it was a DLC thing.
Yeah.
To Animal Crossing, because it looks like a really crazy like home designer. Like that could be a fun mini game, and maybe that's what it kind of is. But the amiibo cards is unnecessary.
Yeah.
I was gonna say again. I find this Animal Crossing game to be kind of neat. But that kills it for me. The fact that you have to buy these amiibo cards to work the game.
Yeah, I'll be clear. I'm not too sure if you absolutely need one. I know one card comes with the game, and I know that if you tap a card, it brings that character into the world. And they said like, oh, there's hundreds of characters that can come visit your town or whatever. So I don't think you actually need them to play it like the other one, but still, it's obviously trying to shoehorn in, buy more, whatever. It seems like Tamagotchi life, actually, where you have like a home or a building with a bunch of people in it, only you'd have to pay for each person. Or
it fits well. It fits well for Animal Crossing. It fits in well. At least it has a soul, unlike Metroid Prime, whatever the hell it's called.
Metroid Prime Crapitation Federation Crapper.
I don't know.
Lowest YouTube ratings. Just call it Metroid like YouTube
Metroid
failure.
Prime 20. Yeah, Metroid Prime 33,000 downloads.
Yeah. Exactly.
Metroid Unprimed.
Yeah. Gosh. So there are two things left. Yokai Watch is finally coming to North America. They're releasing their third game in Japan. It's really popular there with merchandise and stuff. It's coming here holiday. Do you guys have any interest in it? I think it looks kind of neat.
I left the room for a bathroom break when it started. Before it even started, so I came back. I was like, "Oh, what did I miss?" And they're like, "Oh, Yokai Watch," and I had to look it up. It looks kind of neat.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me it was like a couple game, not Pokemon per se, but like
think of like the rotation battle.
Mm-hmm.
Talking like about like how it's like Dragon Quest Monsters, which was a series on DS. Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, it looks fine. I don't know if I'd be interested in it, but I'm sure people who like those big collecting things, and maybe if the gameplay's fun too.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
Yeah, the one problem.
Apparently, it's super popular in Japan, so maybe it's like one of those really addictive things.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem. That's exactly the problem because the game, the developers and the creators of the game, it says that the game is literally reference a lot of the cultural in Japan, the culture there.
Yeah.
So the problem is in localization of that game. You are really changing the core aspect of that game. I don't know if the game will work that well outside of Japan, because Japan and all that Kenji stuff they have with the religion and all the ghosts,
Yeah.
So that outside of Japan, because people outside Japan doesn't have that religious philosophy of Shintoist,
Yeah. I think that could be the reason why it could do well here, because it's so out there and we don't really know it. Like an umbrella with an eyeball like that sticks its tongue at you, and all this other weird like possessed furniture stuff. Like I think it's cat with like two tails for no reason. Like I think
I'm sure they're aiming for Pokemon fans.
Yeah.
Because like we don't have a Pokemon game this year. If you want to play this,
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that. So maybe it's just fun because the gameplay battle even reminded me of like. Again, if it's super popular in Japan, it's also kind of related to something like Puzzles and Dragons, which is also popular in Japan. So it's just those weird like gameplay quirks they have.
Yeah. That
just is a big hit over there.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to push some of that there because if if it works here, then that'd be a big hit for them.
I'll have to see more gameplay, but it looks cool. There's 3 enemies on one side, and then you have like 3 to 6 in your party, and you basically turn a wheel if you want to change like which way they're facing and whatnot. So that's kind of neat. I think you can power them up as well. I don't know if they evolve into another form, so to say, but I'm keeping my eye on it. And the last thing was Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which I like,
Yes!
which I like to call Mario and Luigi. 'Cause it's
The one other
yeah.
game aside from Star Fox that I am there day one on.
Yes.
All right, so
I
yeah,
am,
how do you guys feel? Because I feel different than you, but go on.
well, I am pumped for this. I'm a huge fan of Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi as well. And I've been I mean, I guess it's primarily a Mario and Luigi game, but yeah, I love to see more Paper Mario love because Sticker Star
Oh
as a
gosh.
game, I really did not like it for the gameplay
Yeah.
because it was not an RPG anymore. But it, how it ran on 3DS and how like everything was way more paperized and everything, it looked great. So I was like, if this was just a more legitimate game, they could do that. But so now I'm seeing more Paper Mario again, and I think it's also just a good mix for a Mario and Luigi game because I feel like the most interesting Mario and Luigi game was Partners in Time because it was Mario and Luigi, but you had Baby Mario and Baby Luigi with them, and it makes for some like more crazy puzzles and really fun gameplay because you're getting like quadruple scores on enemies.
Weird, because that's.
And,
sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's just this is more of a mix because now it's back to 3 people as opposed to just 2. I mean, there was also Bowser Inside Story where you would split between Bowser gameplay. So this adds a new mix that Mario and Luigi needs because people weren't wowed by the last game.
It's weird you bring up Partners in Time because I heard that was like one of the worst selling ones. Like, not a lot of people liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't popular, but I don't know. I think it just came out at a weird time. I had tons of fun with it, but it was my first ever DS game. I thought it was really cool.
You wanted
Bowser's Inside Story was popular though.
Yeah. You wanted to say your thoughts, Anthony?
Oh no, yeah, I have not finished Partners in Time, but Bowser's Inside Story is actually one of my favorite RPGs, and I love the Mario and Luigi games, and I love the Paper Mario games. I'm not the biggest fan, admittedly, of Mario platformers, Galaxy included, but I love the Mario RPGs because, like Star Fox, again, I find their series Nintendo experiments with a lot. They have a lot of fun mechanics that they try out, and the battle system is really, really great. And that goes for both Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi. Put them together, it's brilliant. I don't know why they didn't do this earlier.
My favorite RPG is Thousand Year Door. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my thoughts on it were, so when I saw it, I'm like, okay, what's this? Oh, it's going to be a crossover. That's pretty cool, like mixing the two worlds. And then by the end of the trailer, I realized I'm not really too hyped for this. It just looks like Mario and Luigi, which is great. I love both of their RPG series, but it's more like we don't know a new cool thing to add, so here's Paper Mario, but we're not really gonna blend his world in. We're just gonna use him as like another weapon, basically, and then like the quote unquote mechanics they've shown from Paper Mario's universe is he turns sideways, so he goes into a slit. But it's like you could have just done the like move where you squash Mario to go under, like to go to another place. Like the mechanics they're using Paper Mario for, to me, aren't really something we haven't already seen, and it's not really blending the two worlds all that much that I'd like to see from what I've seen from the trailer, obviously. So
That's a good point.
so I don't know. It just seems like Mario and Luigi Dream Team hears Paper Mario as like a weapon. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong that they like actually mix their worlds more, but
yeah,
like the world they showed
of the
off.
two, of the two, I much prefer the Paper Mario series.
Me too.
I mean, despite that, I don't like Sticker Star, but it's it is primarily a Mario and Luigi game.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if they add even more Paper Mario elements.
Yeah. I feel like
That's definitely a thing. Yeah, if like the gameplay even like mixed up where it's turned into Paper Mario or something, that'd be crazy.
yeah. Hopefully they have like a Dream Dream Team twist like that. But when I saw it, I kind of felt like it came from a pissed Miyamoto, where he's like, "Fine, you want Paper Mario with a story? Just shove them in Mario and Luigi. There you go. Just shut up. Stop blaming me for ruining Sticker
Jeez.
Star." But I don't know. Right now, I'm not too excited for it, but it could change. I do like how, since Bowser's Inside Story, they've tried to mix things up. So with that one, you could play as Bowser, and it's like, this is awesome. And they're like, okay, now we need to introduce something like new and as cool as this, but we can't obviously just keep using Bowser. So they did like Dream Team, where you have you go in Luigi's dreams and have crazy different powers. And then this one just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look as different from Dream Team to me.
Yeah.
So that's, I just need to see that it separates itself more.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, Flia, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You have any thoughts on anything?
No, regarding that aspect, because I don't know a lot, but what I seriously was distracted because honestly, there is still some news about this bullshit of Prime game.
You're still
producer now,
upset.
the producer of the series has talked in IGN, and he says that he says that Federation Forces is a step towards another sequel that builds on the relationship between Samus and Silux. Silux is one of the hunters in the
Oh, no
Prime
kidding!
Hunters game.
Yeah? Oh my gosh, I've always wanted them to explore that.
Yeah, and
But
he says
that's
that
not Federation Force.
he says that I respect your opinion, Anthony, but I'm totally against it. But it's okay.
Okay.
It would be better than this.
He says quotation. He says, I said this is the beginning, but I'm not involved in a 2D Metroid game. That is for Mr. Sakamoto works. And he's also said, I still feel like there is a little more work left for me to do in the Metroid Prime series. I can't wait when. I can't say when, but I want to make another one. And the most voted comment at the moment, it says, it's from user Slimp No Fan 101. It says, God fucking damn it, really? First you show off that Federation shit, and now you basically say you haven't even started working on the next Prime game.
Yeah.
What the actual fuck is wrong with Nintendo today's Federation?
Wow, yeah.
Federations can go fuck itself. I'm not buying this bullshit.
A bit intense, but that is incredibly disappointing that means they haven't even started an actual Metroid game. Oh.
So did he so is he referencing like a 3D Metroid or just another 2D Metroid?
He's referring that the only 3D Metroid that they were working after corruption is this bullshit.
Oh
And
my
he also
gosh.
said that the 2D Metroid is from the other producer of the series, and he has nothing to do with it, so that they have to ask him. So, internet will get even more angrier now with this article.
So wait a second. Nintendo said they were working on a 3D Metroid and a 2D Metroid. So this is the 3D one we get.
Yeah. After corruption,
Jeez.
this is the 3D one.
Oh my gosh. Well, so
Yeah,
either
people
Retro
now-
either Retro spent 3-something years
100
working on a 2D
100
Metroid, or they have something new.
Matt, 100
gosh.
comment in 1 minute.
Oh my gosh.
So, wow. Okay. Retro has nothing to do with Defense Force, right?
No,
This
that's next
has
level.
nothing to do with
Okay.
Retro, because this is one thing about this franchise that I don't know if more people know that, but this franchise has two main producers. from the
Right.
beginning.
Okay.
One is Kensuke Tanabe, and the other one is Sakamoto. I don't remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Sakamoto is the one in charge of the 2D games.
The 2D
And
game.
Tanabe was in charge of the 3D games since the Prime 1.
Okay.
So, this Tanabe guy said that the 3D game that he has been working after Prime is this crappy
Oh my
game,
gosh.
and that he doesn't know anything about the 2D Metroid game. And they even began working on another entry of the Prime series. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Well,
okay.
the upside news is maybe Retro is working on something new.
Oh
Which
yeah.
I-
No, that's
Like, obviously, I don't care if I see a Metroid or not, but because it doesn't really affect me. But I'd love to see Retro do something new because
absolutely.
like they've shown they can stick to Nintendo's franchises so well with Donkey Kong and Metroid. So I can't imagine what they'd be able to do on their own.
I will be very happy also if I see another installment of the Donkey Kong Country, like a trilogy now, because they have already made the engine for the Wii U. So it's a matter of creativity now.
I personally would not like to see another one. I think Tropical Freeze was like the apex or the
I think you're right. With
highest
Apex, yeah.
highest they can go. Like that game was so amazing to me. I'm ready for something new.
Yeah,
like
me
it
too.
was like
Yeah.
can't get much better than that for me right now.
Like you said, they're probably the greatest asset Nintendo has right now. So I want to see something new.
Yeah.
You know, don't waste. I don't want 3 years to pass and it's still Donkey Kong is all I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong's great, but I don't think it doesn't need to be expanded. They could do something totally new. If it's a Wii U game, maybe like the really last hurrah. Some people are saying Zelda. I still think we could have a little while.
Mm-hmm.
They could be the last hurrah, even if it's like on NX or something. It could be the last hurrah. So I would want it to be something totally new that could
Right.
be its last thing, and that could be anything. So
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess final thoughts. How did you guys feel overall of the direct?
sigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do just want to say this though, for like any Nintendo fans feeling really discouraged about it, like Nintendo had nothing, like they have nothing. I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but I think it's pretty clear that it's because they're gearing up for the NX.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
The
'Cause
Wii
there's
U is
not-
on.
Because they're basically, like, for me, it looks like they're just reusing a bunch of other mechanics and assets. So it's like they're probably dying down, like, development on 3DS and Wii U.
I think so. I think it's safe to say stuff is coming. It's just that it's the NX. Their Wii U's probably on its way out.
Yeah.
Which is really sad to see that they're giving up on it. Apparently, they can't be sure, but like I think hopefully next year with the NX they'll blow us away again, like they have the past 2 years before now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're probably gonna have some sort of game demo to show off then, and then have at least a launch title. So, yeah, they would have to start now.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Same feelings about the direct.
Yeah, it's like, if Star Fox is your big last, hurrah for a while, unless, what I say is like, if we have a Retro Studios game or whatever else we might not know about, that just isn't ready to show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you signed up for. You can play more Smash Bros. They're gonna keep adding stuff to that.
Yeah.
And I do want to stress that I'm still absolutely like Yarn Yoshi, Xenoblade X, awesome. I'm still gonna buy them. They're great, but we wanted something new.
Yeah.
Obviously we wanted something, and we didn't get that.
Of course.
But Star Fox.
Yeah. What were your thoughts, Flia? Because you were pretty pissed when you were talking to me in Skype.
Yeah, no, I'm really pissed. I'm not that like an angry guy, like a guy that's full of anger in life and goes in life smashing everything around him. No, I'm not that guy.
You're not Mike.
I always was more like a pacifist and a rationalist guy. But seriously, I'm really pissed off today because it's in a way that they have, they have smashed the illusions of a lot of fans, And I mean, I'm not talking about what they did with the Prime only, because people are always illusioned with Nintendo doing the right thing, But what I'm trying to say is that there is only one big event of video game in the year. They can have 3,000 Nintendo Direct, But the one that they have to do it right is this one,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they really mess it up because this is the one that everyone sees.
Yeah. Yeah, and everyone talks about too.
Exactly.
With
So,
media
and
coverage.
everyone, I mean, when I mean everyone, I mean investors,
Yeah.
I mean third-party companies, second-party companies, I mean future possible partnerships, devs, indie devs.
Well, even
So-
news teams like are actually at E3 and they host their games there. So other
Exactly.
events they're not going to go to. They're not going to go to like Gamescom or something.
Even Conan O'Brien and people like them go to these.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Conan O'Brien had freaking like Halo 5 on his channel. I'm like, what? Jeez.
Yeah.
So that just shows how much you got to put out there.
After all the disappointment, though, if we could end on a positive note, I just have to say the puppets were fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
never
freaking
ceased.
Muppets.
Yeah, when they were dancing was freaking amazing.
And-
I will have that as a live wallpaper in my PC.
And then they transformed into animals. It's
That
like
was so-
Animorphs. Jeez. Like I'm changing
Yeah.
into a
Yeah,
bird. Yeah.
I'm finishing my thought. What I really want to try to say is that aside of this frustration that I have, I also have huge faith and huge love from everything that Nintendo does because it's the only one that, like I always say, they walk they own path, and they always did that since the inception of in this industry. And with that in mind, I think we can possibly rule out this one yet. I mean, if, like I said before, if they are preparing a cool Nintendo Direct in a couple of months and it will be really freaking awesome, they were really trolling with us. But the time and opportunity that they had in this E3 was really wasted.
Yeah.
I mean, not only for their fans, but for the public in general. Because if there was a little guy with his big brother or his father and his mother, and he really want to grab a Wii U with Splatoon or whatever the crap the kid wanted, he saw this and he literally went back in his house and said, Mommy, please buy me an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess we all didn't really expect to see development die down like this and be so underwhelmed. And it's weird because, like, maybe Nintendo doesn't see E3 as a huge thing anymore because they don't bother to show up and they could see it as another direct, but then they put so much effort into having, like, Muppets on here, so they clearly know it's a big thing. So that's a weird, conflicting thought. But
Yeah, even weirder what Iwata says in the statement that they really care about gamers and they always focus E3 only to show games. So
well, they did
even
do
weirder.
Yeah, they kind of broke it up a bit, but they still had trailer after trailer, so they try to keep it on pace as quick as possible. I think we can say it left us Nintendo fans underwhelmed, but who knows? Maybe in a week or a month or something, they'll show off something better.
Yeah, maybe in 1 month they will show 24 new games for the Wii U and
Yeah.
change new games for the 3DS, and we will be all talking about this like it was nothing.
I'm-
It was a big, funny memory.
I'm surprised they didn't mention Pokken Fighter because the arcades are coming in Japan this summer, so that would be a good way to say, hey, look, here's the release window for the game, and it's coming to the Wii U, or it's coming to the Wii U in this release window, and here's a new character or a new fighter for it, and then here's like the gameplay, like fighting mechanics. Like I think that would have been a good opportunity.
Even if what I'm trying to say is that even if they didn't start developing, if they would have lied to me, showing me a cool false logo of Prime 4 and Retro Studios, I would be happy as hell. I don't know if then the game remains like The Last Guardian for the 10 years. I don't know. I would have been the happiest guy in the world, but they didn't even do that.
They should have saved Ryu and Earthbound Beginnings for this direct because it would have really gotten people excited, along with Star Fox.
Mother 3.
Yeah, that's all right. So I think we've talked here long enough. Sorry, I kept going on about this, but it was really fun talking to everyone. 'Cause
Yeah,
E3
it's always a pleasure.
E3 only comes once a year, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about, especially today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to thank you guys for coming, and we'll just close
Yeah.
out with
Thank you very much, both of you.
we'll close out with
Thank you.
just where you can find us on IGN stuff. So I'm the Mango Viking on IGN or whatever, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Anthony, why don't you go next?
Oh, sure. You can find me on my IGN, Gameguy523, Twitter, Coco Brian LNG, and my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Coco Brian. And it's spelled the way Conan O'Brien would do it, so that's how you know.
And
Yeah, I'm I'm Firethorn43 on my IGN. And on Twitter, I'm just at Jonah Dearth, Jonah, and Dearth like Earth with a D. That's about it.
all right, and Flia, why don't you close us out?
An amazing Photoshops.
You can find me crying in the corner of my bed. And I seriously don't know if I will ever come back to my IGN because of that also crappy comment system that I really don't understand shit about it. And I'm really not so happy right now, but I don't know. I think this is life. So like Alfred said to Bruce Wayne in the movie, "Why do we fall?" I hope that we can learn to pick ourselves up. I hope that Nintendo do that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very soon.
All right.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. It was a lot of fun.
Ditto.
All right, thanks for coming in. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
All right.